All right. It's Jared here from Crypto Plan. How are you doing? We're doing mining stocks by Crypto Plan. Once again, I hope you like these ones because I'm not telling you about them because, I'm over crypto or, I don't think that there's anything left in the crypto market. I'm telling you about these because they're going to offer you the gains like crypto, So the crypto bull market will be over, but the commodities boom will just be beginning. So anyway, we have got a hot stock to tell you about today. It's Codal Minerals. And the more I get into this chart, the more I understand the general idea of what this company is doing and where they're positioned and what they've got to offer, the more bullish I get. So please like the video if you like new opportunities that are being uncovered. If you like plays in other markets that are going to give you gains like crypto, not as quick, but these are the good ones that you can kind of put a little bit in, maybe take a little bit out once it pumps, and then just let it ride for the rest of, a 10-year cycle, right? Yeah, please like the video, please subscribe, and please click that notification bell too. We are going to get right into it. I am going to just give a quick brief overview. You can see there on the screen, Codal Minerals. They're in Africa, they're in Mali mainly. They are doing lithium. It's a major play on lithium about the EV revolution, all that high grade, high quality lithium exploration company. But the beautiful thing is that they don't just have lithium, they have gold projects as well. So they're not a one-trick pony. So they've got, this is their big one, Bugini lithium project, but they also have gold projects, So they're not a one-trick pony. And the exciting thing is that the underinvestment in commodities, and especially the underinvestment in exploration of new commodities, will become a thing where mid-tier, large cap mining companies that want to get into these spaces and start cashing in on, the demand and supply issues, will take over companies like this, and it will shoot their sky prices up. Or if they don't take them over, they'll do joint ventures and they'll get these things into mines, into production, into the products that the car manufacturers and the battery manufacturers want. So this is, it's a play for the future. And the beautiful thing about these kind of investing in these companies, unlike a speculative crypto that has, a good project, a good idea, a good use case, but it may not be able to hold that value. The good thing about resource companies is that once they prove out the value of an asset, there becomes a solid floor in their share price. And I'm just going to jump over to the chart just to show you how that happens on a chart. Okay, so we're back onto the Codal Minerals chart. I've done a video on this recently. This is a powerful pattern, this W pattern. Early listing, listing of the stock. It's valued up there based on, the hopes and dreams of what it has, based on an idea. Stock crashes, this is quite normal. After a listing, stock crashes, I guess original investors get out and whatever happens, that stock crashes, finds a bottom. Then some news comes in, like people realize that that's undervalued, so they kind of buy back in, and it becomes, maybe slightly overvalued. And then it kind of goes through another bearish return to below zero, or a new lower low. But what it is a double bottom. So once it's double bottomed, it said, that's it. That's kind of as low as I want to go. That's my minimum price. So anyone that got in here would know that it's all upside, right? These smart early investors that get in here knows I'm going to spec on this. I'm going to put a bunch of money in there and it's all upside. And that's where the huge money's going. That's where like millions are turned into billions nearly. Entries in that low. But what we're concerned about is where it's going to from here. And the thing is that they have a solid lithium project. There is all upside except for some potential risk, as in mining jurisdiction. So you can be fearful of that, or you can use that to your advantage. And and what I mean by that is using it to your advantage is if you back it with conviction, and knowing that there's some chart data that's playing in your favor, you can take advantage of any of those small scares and dips in the price, like there has been today. When, there's news of a coup in the military taking over, kidnapping a president or whatever. But, you've got to understand that these things are quite par for the course in Africa, and it probably won't change the fact that whoever's in power will want to use the funds or the tax or the royalties that will come from these sort of projects to fund their agenda. So, you've got to keep close to the news, but what you need to understand is that what has happened is, a scary event, a news event. The price goes all the way down to a support level, kind of around here, like a breakout level, and then bounces all the way back up, right? So it just shows you that there's, some weak hands get shaken out once again, the same as in crypto. A bit of negative news, a bit of FUD comes in. Weak hands get shaken out, and the solid hands are the people that want to, capitalize on the long-term future growth of this stock, came in very quickly and bought this stock. If you come down to that 15-minute chart, what a V recovery, right? So a big drop off a cliff and then kind of solid buying pressure onwards and after that, So, and then, probably half the people that bought back in were like people that sold out, because they're like, oh, what am I doing? So you've just got to be aware when you're looking at charts that smaller time frames can be noise. I'm going to go back to the monthly chart because, I just want to point out to you why the market thinks that this stock is a buy, hold, and buy more. We have a stochastic indicator down here. It is in the mega bull zone. It's been there for months, which is great. The longer it stays in there, the more strength it has. It's just kicking up there. It's just kicking up there. The blue line's kicking up. So blue and the red have been together in the bull zone. They've been fighting, like kind of tug of war. The blue's kicking up. That's based on this recent price action. So for me, important levels: closing the month or a month in the future, whether it's this month or next month, above 28 cents. So we've had a candle wick up there. We just need to close above that volume defined node, ideally above this red cloud. If we can, get a candle close above there and then an open and then move on out of there, that's super bullish news. That could be dependent on, permits and drill results and that sort of thing. I understand that fundamentals are at play here. It's not just based on hype and hopium. So fundamentals are at play. They do need permits. They do need, access to their land, and they do need to provide results to the market for it to push any higher. But there has been a steady growth in this stock price, like large wicks up, so there's aggressive buying. There's probably a little bit of trading going on, like news comes in, people buy in, they sell off, buy in, sell off. So there's a little bit going on there. But what I'm seeing down here is this last month, the multiplied volume, and we are still 3 days to go in the month. So this could get even higher. We're talking about, what is it? Where are we? If average volume is 3 billion shares traded in a month, we're at 20 billion. So that is what, 7 times normal volume. So that's a really good sign for something like this. Other thing we're looking at, yellow line just about to cross the blue line, and they're both moving upwards. This is the golden cross, and this is the ideal golden cross you want. We're not just where the yellow line's crossing a downward moving blue line and then they kind of move up together. This blue line is starting to move up on its own before the yellow line. So you'll find that it is the price will now be above an upward trending 1 and 3 year moving average, where the 1 year is above the 3 year, and they're both moving in an upwards direction, which is uber bullish on the chart. So like I say, still a speculative mining play, still an explorer, still, there is downside potential, in the short term, especially if you're bought in here. There's every chance that, scary moments come in and it dips back to there, dips back to 16. But for me, they're like just panic moments by the market. they're buying opportunities, right? So yeah, I like this. And, the thing is, it's quite normal for, on a daily basis to have some kind of back testing, and if we go back down to maybe the weekly there, you can see breakout kind of back testing, move up again, back testing. So it's probably done, enough of a back test, and then this one's showing that, 15 cents is now the maximum selling off on kind of scary news, right? So that's a positive sign, and the fact that we kind of get back here, back up to this other spike over here, the 20.23 pence, so the 23 pence level. This is good news all around for this particular stock. So I hope that you understand this picture, not just to, if you're looking to invest in these kind of commodities or mining stocks, but just in general on charts, I keep kind of hammering in. And I guess one of the mistakes I made lately in crypto is not buying in these bases, so, once things break out of this base, then the asymmetry of the trade has disappeared. And you're kind of into a kind of a 50-50, up and down, there's as much downside risk as there is upside, but while this stock is below, 43 pence, it's so asymmetrical, it's like from breaking through 43 cents, then it's kind of moving to the upside. It's moving up rapidly. Resistance isn't there. It's going to fire to the upside. And once that thing happens, then it can do big corrections on you, because it's in price discovery territory, where, it might fire all the way up to £2 or £3 and then drop back down to £1, But while it's in this zone where it's grinding its way up to all-time highs or recent highs and then eventually out of all-time highs, are the perfect buying opportunities. It's the perfect time to build a position while this thing is in a base, So if we look at it like this, that if a buy zone is, anywhere kind of in here right now, so anywhere in this zone is a good buying zone, if you've got a long-term perspective. But naturally, on any pullbacks is the ideal time to buy, right? So, that's where you go, well, price action's here. I set my alerts and I go, any pullbacks, or even if you buy an initial position, you go, well, it goes down for the day, I'll dollar cost average down or dollar cost average down. Looking for it to continue to follow this uptrend line. You can see how solidly it's followed that uptrend line. And even after it's broken out, so it hasn't just faked out and then kind of continued to go down this line. Which sometimes stocks do, they kind of fake you out and then they go down this line and then they turn the corner a little bit later. This one has shown that it's like 1 or 2 months where it's looking to want to follow this uptrend and keep on going up, especially on the monthly chart and even on the weekly chart. It's kind of it's separating itself from that trend line more so, which is good, because we have the Ichimoku cloud there that we need to break through, because these are our kind of, forward projected resistance from price action in the past, the same way, this node has been defined here of 28 pence, as a key kind of volume level. But then if you look up there, the top of that node, or that chunky tip of that node, is actually just above the 30 pence. So that's that's the key we want to do. A wick's gone through there. We want the candle body to close up there, and we want to see these things move to the upside. And that's how you when you get a fundamental idea of investing in lithium, investing in EV growth, battery growth in the future, a company that's looking for that stuff. Then you go to the chart and you go, is the market agreeing with that? Is it? You can look into the management, you can spend all this time looking at all the numbers, but the market is telling us that after a double test of a bottom and a solid kind of uptrend growth and increases in volume and stochastic indicators working for you and just about to break through long-term resistance levels, the market is saying we're okay with this idea. Of all the plays in this space, there's money coming into this. There's retail speculators. There's big money coming into it, and it could be one of the hottest stocks in the London stock market. in the near future, in the next 18 months, if there's a solid news flow of results and the whole, EV revolution continues to go on. And the thing is, like, people were all speculating on the car manufacturers. It's like, it's the nuts and bolts of it that is where the big money's made, is the battery materials, the silver components that are in there, the rare earth metals. These are the things that are going to benefit and have the most growth. Like car manufacturing is like, you've got to spend a whole bunch of money on bits and pieces, put it together, and then try and make a profit. There's a lot of money, engineering, like, things involved. Like, whereas the capital in mining, albeit is expensive and it can take time, like once it's done and you start putting stuff through a mill and processing it, it's just, you're printing money, right? Because there's then the demand for that product in the market. You have long-term contracts, things are sweet, whereas with cars, it's like, you've still got to rely at the end on individuals to buy those cars, or, maybe fleet purchases, but, it's a tough little market, that car industry. Whereas, for me to play the EV boom and the battery boom, why not go to the beginning of it, the batteries, the same way as if you would have played, the Industrial Revolution at the turn of the century, you would have played oil and gas, and those kind of raw commodities that are needed to fuel the cars, as opposed to the actual car companies themselves. All right, I hope you like that kind of detailed analysis of, a chart, a stock, a movement, a commodity, a boom, and, lining them all together and see how, I like to create investment theses, and resting that on the chart and what the chart is doing and how the chart is telling me what is going to happen, right? So, I've been Jared, this has been Crypto Plan, this has been Mining Stocks by Crypto Plan, and I hope you like this sort of stuff, and please do like the video, and I'll chat to you on the next one. Bye now.